Hi, this is Haley Bernhard, and I'm doing my final project on Blog One about how these readings from the course challenged my thinking about teaching and education and the role and responsibilities of teachers in education. And I wanted to start by quickly just reviewing that I did before this course, I did feel like it was very important for teachers to be able to make an impact on their students through education by making learning fun and inspiring creativity and curiosity, but also by inspiring self-confidence in students and fostering a sense of community in the classroom. Also, I knew that there would be a lot of lesson plans, classroom management, parent-teacher conferences, but I wanted to have a professional relationship with my students and be able to inspire their self-confidence. So after doing these readings and watching these videos, I do feel like one of the most important things that I can do, if not the most important thing that I can do for my students, is to make an impact through educating them by teaching them to think critically, introspectively, and broadly, meaning to give thought and consideration to a subject that they may have previously avoided or even scorned. I'd like to avoid education for education's sake, or what Alan Webb of the Open Masters program called the zombie walk through college or grad school, or elementary school, kindergarten, middle school, high school. It does seem like the current culture in the United States is really focused on standardized testing and degree seeking rather than soul searching, which I would want to address as a teacher, and which I would want any teachers that my child has to address. Majora Carter said, "We're responsible for the future that we create." And through teaching, I would be creating the future I would like to see by participating in the enlightenment of my students and by helping to raise a generation that values honesty, values asking the hard questions and having the hard conversations, so that we can find a culture that not only believes in social justice, but is actually socially just. Ruba Monem had an encounter with a woman who asked her, if the children are not taught, how will they know? Of course, she was referring to Native American history, but this idea can apply to so much more. How can children know that their thoughts and ideas are powerful if we being the adults in their lives, don't tell them that they are? How can they change the status quo? How can they know they're capable of changing the status quo if we don't tell them why and how other people have done so? How can we build the future we want to see if we aren't taking responsibility for that future now through educating our children? And so my plan is, as Brian Stevenson put it, to get proximate and stay proximate to those that I care about. And by working closely with children, not only in their physical proximity, but in their mental and emotional proximity, I hope that I'll be able to be a part of a cultural shift toward social justice, empathy, compassion, and intersectionality. I really do appreciate the enlightenment that this course has brought, and I certainly don't plan on letting it go to waste. The program that I'm going to be contacting that I feel like is doing work that's closely related to this is the Alternatives to Violence program, which I read about in our textbook. They have an anti-bullying program for children, which gives children a chance to express themselves and to create community, while also learning how to exist with and understand those different from themselves. So I do think that a large part of anti-bullying is inspiring empathy and compassion in younger children, so that it keeps them from creating a culture of violence in the future. So I think that's really important work, and they have a chapter in my area. So I will be contacting the chapter leader for that. I really appreciate the enlightenment and the information that I've gained from this course, and I appreciate the opportunity to learn. Thank you.